There are 5 big mistakes that first-time buyers make, and we're going to tell you how to avoid them in this video. Hey everyone, welcome back to Living in YYC. It's Mark Newstater with eXp Realty and the Atkinson team here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, our beautiful city. And we want to welcome you back to the channel. And in this video, we're going to be telling you all about those 5 first-time homebuyer mistakes, how to avoid them. It could save you a ton of time and stress and money. Buying your first home is so exciting, and we have helped so many first-time home buyers. It can be overwhelming and exciting at the same time, and there are some mistakes you definitely want to avoid. And if you're thinking about buying your first home, click that link in the description below. Meet with us on Google Meet. We would love to show you our process that helps you make an easy, stress-free buying decision. All right, here we go in no particular order, but let's start at the beginning. Mistake number 1 is skipping the pre-approval. Now, you might say, hey, Mark, I've been online to my bank. I inputted my income and my debts, and they spit out a number. I'm pre-approved, right? No, that is a pre-qualification. That is not the same as a pre-approval. A pre-approval means you are submitting your T4s, tax documents, income documents, all the things that are involved with verifying your income, also your debts, your assets, your liabilities, all sent in ideally to a mortgage broker that we know, like, and trust. We're happy to connect you with one if you don't have one handy. So that is a pre-approval, and we do not want to skip that step because there are some sellers that will not even look at your offer without a pre-approval, and we do not want you to make the big mistake of falling in love with a home that you actually cannot buy. So step number 1 and mistake number 1 is avoiding the pre-approval. Mistake number 2 is focusing only on the price, because I can tell you from experience, the cheapest home is not always the best value. Let's take a home built in the 50s or 60s that's pretty original, but it falls into your budget, right? Well, there's going to be windows, maybe tens of thousands of dollars worth of windows you need to replace. How about the roof? How about the hot water tank? How about the furnace? So there's a lot more things to consider than just the price when you're looking at a home. We have tons of experience helping clients buy and sell homes. Natalie and I personally have sold 10 homes in our lifetime. We can tell you the mistakes we've made so you don't make the same one. So don't just focus on the price. Look at the overall picture and what other things are you going to have to do to that home to make it livable here in Calgary. Mistake number 3 is ignoring the neighborhood. Now, what does this mean? Well, you can change the flooring, but you cannot change the neighbors or the commute. So we're going to do a deep dive with you. So a great example of this, I always say, is mahogany. Driving into Mahogany in an afternoon rush hour, I mean, it is zany. It is like the 52nd Street 500. There's 2 left turn lanes going into Mahogany from 52nd Street. And yeah, it's busy, right? How does that affect your lifestyle, your daily commute? So we always recommend to people do the drive to and from home to work during your commute hours on the weekend. See what it's really like to actually live there. And we're going to probably visit the home a couple of different times. You're going to see what the neighbors are like, because you can't really change that, right? But that's really, really important. Don't ignore the characteristics of the neighborhood that may make it just really not livable for you. So that is mistake number 3, ignoring the neighborhood. Mistake number 4 is making an emotional decision. And haven't we all been there? Whether it's a car or a piece of clothing you just fall in love with. Well, we are talking about the biggest purchase that most people ever make in their lifetime. So we do not want you making an emotional decision. You need calm, strategic mindsets that we're going to help you with. And bidding wars can really be emotional traps. And here's what we always say to our clients. You fall in love with the house, and there are still bidding wars happening in Calgary in 2025. They're few and far between, but they're still happening, especially if the home is priced right on a great street in a great neighborhood. We call it a cream puff, so they're still happening. But we always say this to our clients. Listen, think of a price that you can live with, that if you don't get it, you're fine with that. But if you get it, you're also good with that too. So that is a great place to come to. And even if you then get outbid, you're okay with it because you didn't want to pay what that person was going to pay anyway. So that's how we avoid mistake number 4, which is making an emotional buying decision. Mistake number 5 is thinking that you can do it alone. The sellers have an agent working for them, and you should too. The reality is, yeah, you can look at that home on realtor.ca, contact the listing agent, book the showing, go in, try and write an offer. They're likely going to put you in what's called customer status. In Alberta, what that means is they can give you information, but not advice. And guess what? They're just collecting 2 commission checks on the other side of things. So why not have buyer's agent like Natalie and myself who can work on your behalf? Because our fiduciary obligation as your buyer's agent is 100% to you, not to the seller. And that is the listing agent's challenge, is their obligation is to the seller. So even when you come in customer status, they can actually disclose information about you to the seller that's going to help the seller, because again, that's who their obligation is to. So book a consult with us. We'd love to help you out, because using a buyer's agent in Calgary is completely free to you as a buyer. We would love to show you the benefits of doing that. So thanks for sticking around for this whole video. Let's make it easy for you. Don't make these mistakes. Click that link in our calendar below. We would love to meet with you on Google Meet, and we're going to help you buy with confidence, avoid these mistakes, avoid the stress. It's a free consult, no pressure. Listen, we've had people that have met with us, decided to work with somebody else. That is totally fine. We want to work with people that want to work with us, and we look forward to seeing you on Google Meet. Thanks for watching this whole video. Click that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.